motherfuckers, and welcome to this week's episode of the Western Grunge Tape Deck. This week, we're joined by Graycie York for a special edition episode of the Tape Deck. So sit back, crack another cold one, and relax, and let's get into it. How are you doing today, Graycie?
That was amazing. I loved that. I'm feeling great after that. Ready to go and fully prepared.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
That's what we like to hear.
You're a musical artist, from Texas, of course. So do you want to give us a little bit of background on you and how you got into music to kind of start us off?
Oh yeah, I'd love to talk about myself. I've been singing my whole life, literally since before I could even form an actual sentence. I was singing in the back seat of the truck and, to the radio and the classic country, and that kind of built me and shaped me. And then as I got older, I got a guitar and started writing songs, which I never thought that I could actually do. And one night I went to some open mic and met a bunch of people, and then it kind of just escalated from there. And now I'm here.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
How has being from Texas influenced your sound and your songwriting?
Well, I am Texan through and through. It is in my blood. I wouldn't even say I have American blood. I have Texan blood. And that's really all you need to know. I mean, it definitely comes into play with the more sassy attitude side of it, I guess. But I think that also has to do with me being raised around Miranda Lambert and her Texas side of music as well. I don't know. I just love Texas, and I think that sometimes it's a little much, but it's also Texas. Go big or go home.
Hell yeah. One thing I want to ask about is you were just playing in Weatherford this past Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got stuck at work, so I wasn't able to make it. But how did that show go?
It was interesting, to say the least. I will definitely say that was my first time playing a show where the stage was fully closed in and had chicken wire in the front of the stage, from top to bottom. And it was called the Gator Cage. And there was this big alligator on the top, and people were sticking tips through the chicken wire. And I was like, honestly, that's a little better than getting a beer bottle thrown at us. So I'll take the money and run. And yeah, it was definitely interesting. We were debating whether or not we were going to play outside or inside because it was such a beautiful day. But then I was kind of like, well, we can say that we played in chicken wire and the Gator Cage. And the guys were like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting night, to say the least.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I think with as some of the concerts, as things are becoming more and more popular to be thrown, I think we might be seeing some more chicken wire and stuff go up, because I know Co Wetzel recently got pretty pissed off when one of his band members got hit with a bottle.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm actually
I think
terrified
we
of
need
that.
more of that. Yeah. Well, I know that one night at Kane's Ballroom, they were just escorting people out left and right during a Josh Malloy show because beer cans were flying. And in one of the videos I was taking of Josh, you can literally see the guy just launched the beer can. And I was like, we got to stop this. But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
My question is, my introduction to you, the first time I heard of you, you were doing a cover of Texas Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Killed that cover. You did your own version of it, kind of a different take on it from the original. So how did that come about? And did you rewrite it from your perspective, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it was COVID, and I didn't know what to do. I really had just started my career. I put out my first song a month after I came up with the Texas Rain idea. So I started my whole career in COVID, and a lot of it was just sitting at home making videos to post online and just to show off that I'm a singer and try to get a following and keep the following that I kind of already had going. And so I was just thinking of random songs, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do this song. I love this song. It's a classic. Everybody knows this song, so I think they might like it. And then the response was just crazy, and I did not expect it. And I was like, hold up, they're asking me to put put my own version out of this song. That was never something that anybody had ever said to me, and I was like, maybe I should. And I didn't know any of that process. Like I didn't know that I had to get permission from the actual writers. So that was a whole learning thing for me. And yeah, I luckily got to reach out to the writers of that song, and they both said yes. And I was so grateful because I'm not going to lie, I already had the song fully recorded and like mastered and ready to go. I was just waiting for their response to say yes, and thankfully they did. So, yeah, I put it out, and within a year it got like over 1 million streams on Spotify, which was nuts. That was insane. So.
Yeah. No,
That's awesome.
It's definitely a great version of it. So for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun.
I'm trying to think if my introduction was either that or the song Without Me.
Ooh.
And I know I went through probably like a 6 to 7 month phase, maybe a year or two ago.
I remember
where I was just like constantly listening to it. And I was like, anybody who would just sit down and give me like 5 minutes to talk about music, I'd be like, you need to listen to this song, this song, this song, this song. And that was always one of the ones that I threw out there. And I just, yeah, that one's a repeating classic. And I kind of want to get a little backstory out of it.
Oh, a little backstory. This is gonna suck as a backstory because I'm not lying. I think I black out half the time that I'm writing music and writing songs, and I'm just like, it just comes out of nowhere. I knew that I wanted like a really country, like fun, more like dancing style song. But at the time I was still a very like green writer, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of pulling my thin air. And then one day that one came out, and I was like, oh, this works. Let's see if people like it. And people liked it. And then I was like, okay, I guess it's going to work. And then we got some fiddle on there, and I was like, pause the music. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. So once we got the fiddle and the steel guitar on there, I was like, this song is amazing. And it's still to this day so fun to play live because people actually get out there and will line dance, or they'll grab a partner and start dancing, and it's a lot of fun.
Love that.
Yeah, very high energy.
That's what we want and need at shows too.
Definitely.
Especially mine, because it's not high energy. Everybody's depressed. Everyone is depressed.
Hey, at that point, at least everybody's crying together.
That's right. No, you can like just put your arm over each other and just kind of feel the music and just cry. It's a judge-free zone, like Planet Fitness.
Just don't scream.
No, you can scream. I don't even care. Let your emotions out.
Okay.
This is
even
therapy.
better.
No, this is therapy.
Even better than Planet Fitness.
Yes. Oh, yeah. True. Oh, I don't want... Yeah, we don't have no hunk alarm or whatever it's called.
The lunk alarm. Yeah.
So when you're writing a song, do you typically start with like a melody or a lyric or a feeling, or how do you go about that process?
I wish I could say like it was like one steady answer, but it's not, because I'm each of those. I like one day will just have lyrics in my mind, and I'll just sit down and write a whole song with just lyrics, no music, and then I'm like, well, shit, I don't know what to do from here. I'm not very great at the guitar still, and I'm working on it, getting there. But thankfully, I have people around me that are so talented and can just create music from like what I have envisioned and what I can kind of, play by mouth guitar, and they bring it to life. But a lot of the time, it starts on guitar, and I'll kind of create like a melody or just be messing around, and then it just happens. I don't know. Like I said, I think I black out for a short moment of time while I'm writing songs, and I just don't remember where I got the idea. There's obviously I have a ton more that I actually have, stories behind them and like why I wrote the song, but for the most part, I black out.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
you just recently had a single come out last week. Was it September? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitchin' to Bitch. You want to talk us a little bit about that one? Give it a little plug.
Yeah, I wrote Bitchin' to Bitch with John Decius, and we were just sitting in Nashville one day. Well, I'll back up. It started in Steamboat, Colorado with Carson Jeffrey. We were sitting there talking about something, and it was like so hot in the room. I don't know. We were watching somebody play, and I was just bitching and bitching. I was like, Carson, don't even listen to me because I'm just bitching a bitch. And I verbally said that. And he looks at me and he was like, if you don't write that song, I'm going to. And so I took it as a challenge and I wrote it first because I wanted it. I was like, no, that's mine. So I took it to Nashville, and I was just hanging out with John one day, and I was like, hey, I have this idea. I think you would be the perfect person for this because he writes those like funny, catchy songs. And I was like, it's got your name all over it. And so we got it done. I played it for everybody, and I played it for my parents, like right when they picked me up from the airport that day. And I was like, here's the ultimate test, like if it's good or not, because if they don't like it and they're like, I don't know, because it's so different from anything that I've put out. And shows all like a completely different side of me that not a lot of people really know. And they were like, oh my God, this is so funny. Like, you have to put this out. And I was like, yes, good, because I loved this one. And so we recorded it, and I am so happy with how it turned out. And the studio players that I had on there were just fantastic. I mean, those people walk in there and they've never heard that song. They don't know what you're going for. You chart out the song, you give them an idea, and they run with it. And it is just like so quick, and it's so cool to watch them do it. And a lot of the time, these people play for like massive artists too. And they'll just nonchalant be like, oh yeah, I play for this person and this person. You're like, huh? And you're playing on my song? But they're so talented, and I really couldn't have made the song into what it is without them. So yeah, I love how it turned out. I'm glad you brought it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's a real fun, catchy one.
Thanks.
Definitely.
Everything. Every single thing. Well, I finally have a manager that I'm working with, who happens to be one of my best friends in the world. So it just kind of really worked out into this beautiful collaboration that we're doing now. And that has taken a lot of the weight off my shoulders because he can kind of deal with more of the stuff that is smaller that I don't really need to deal with anymore. And that has helped a ton. But booking shows and stuff is really hard when you're independent. And if you're not, massive on TikTok and all that stuff, it's very extremely difficult. But yeah, I mean, being independent always is going to have its pros and cons. I love it because I can do whatever I want. And that's what I want to do. I want to do what I want to do, not what somebody else wants me to do. And so I love that aspect of it. But having my manager now has helped me a whole bunch to not lose my mind. Yeah.
That's good.
One of my other big questions is your duet that you have with Palmer Anthony, Meet Me in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm pretty good friends with Palmer, and I'm always like, dude, when are you and Graycie, like, come on, if you're playing in this town and she's playing like a town over or something, give me a little inside scoop. Is she going to come out here or anything like that? So how did that duet kind of come about?
I actually remember I was at the bank and I was waiting at the ATM, and he had texted me one day because me and Palmer, we've been good friends for a while now, and we'd done some shows together previously. And then I think I texted him something about we need to write a song together. And then he was like, yeah, absolutely. But also, while you're here, I have this song. And if you wanted to jump on it and do a duet, I'd love to have you. And so I sat there and listened. I was like, I mean, easy, yes. I loved that song. It got stuck in my head, and I was singing it all weekend. I was like, absolutely, I'd love to. So I went up to Rosewood and Tyler, and I recorded my part. And it was so fun. That whole process was just fun. We got to film some content for it, take some pictures in Fort Worth. And at the time I was 20 and I couldn't get into the bar. And it was noon and they were like, sorry, you got to be 21. I was like, I just need to go to the corner and take some pictures real quick. But I couldn't. So that was fun. But yeah, I just love Palmer, and we've got to sing it a couple times live, and it's always really fun. But yeah, I love that duet, and I love the response that we got from it too. That was just so fun.
Yeah, I need to hear it live. You got to get on and be like, come on, let's go. We got to get this show together.
I know. I haven't seen him in so long, I think. My days get confused just like yours. I mean, I feel like I feel like 2 years ago was like a week ago, and then yesterday was 4 years ago. So it's tough.
I feel that.
So recently, I think it was this weekend, there was a tweet put out by Gabe Lee, I think was the original tweeter, about what country artist do you think would whip your ass? And you said Taylor Honeycutt, which I feel like is a really good answer. But you want to give us a little bit of background on that? Like, obviously friends with Taylor.
Yes, no, I love Taylor so much. I think she is about to just rock everybody's world, like genuinely. Her and her whole band, they are just amazing people on and off the stage, and I think that they are they're going to rule. They already do rule. So, yeah, I just think Taylor could really whoop some ass. I think that her Alabama would come out and she would just roundhouse your ass. Especially if like it's somebody like me who she considers like a little sister to her. If you just like say something or look at me wrong, I feel like she's like, just a couple beers and right in the face. I think that quick, it was that easy. It was just Taylor.
Yeah. Fair enough. Trey, Gage, I didn't see your responses. I know what my response was, but I think I want to hear both your responses real quick because mine was Cody Jinks.
Oh, that's a good
one. I feel like Cody Jinks, if somebody got to mouthing off to him, I feel like he'd whip the shit out of him, not even try. Yeah. Like he's got that like biker personality to him. He was in the thrash metal band, so yeah.
He'd pull out some brass knuckles.
Exactly.
Oh, let's see. I'd probably go with. Don't say you.
Don't say me. I cannot. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I am
ass. Let's see. I think I would go with Charles Wesley Godwin because I read a story or heard a story one time about him, like why he wrote that Blood Feud song. And it was somebody was messing with his brother and he was out for blood. So I think he's got a little crazy in there. I think he could
see that.
Yeah.
Let's see. My first answer was going to be Cody Jinks, but since you took that, I'll kind of go down a different route. I'll go Chris Knight because I don't know if he would necessarily whip your ass. He might, take you out in a river and tie an anvil to your ankle and then you're at the bottom of a river. So I do not want to get on his bad side.
I think we should be more scared of you after you just came up with that whole scenario that quick.
Well, I was sitting there thinking about it as soon as he said Cody Jinks, and I was like, I could just go the basic ass answer of Ko Wetzel. And then I was like, then you said Charles Wesley Godwin, and you kind of like had to think about it a little bit. So then I thought about it, and Chris Knight is just one of those songwriters where everything that he writes about, I don't know if he has done some of the things or none of the things. It is always like ever since I was a little kid and heard all of this stuff, like that's always been the way I thought. And I'm like, yeah, that's one guy that I do not want to piss off whatsoever.
Somebody said Cody Johnson also, and I could see him also being one of those people that if it's his like family or his friends, he's just going to have that solid punch.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a former, like, he rode PBR at one point in time. So, like, those guys are crazy. Like, I rode bulls for a couple years, but riding at that level, yeah. I don't know. I was also thinking Taylor's cousin, Rob. Like,
Oh,
You know, he's a
yeah.
big buff guy. I think Rob Linez would like rock somebody's shit.
I think there's a lot of people I don't want to piss off in this scene.
Caitlin Butts too. I felt scared of her at her show when she's singing, you don't gotta die to be dead to me. Yeah.
That's her right there. Right there. Yeah, no, so we actually, well, I haven't talked to her about this, so it's not even a me and her joke. It's a me and Shane Hollinger joke. We came up with me and Caitlin Butts are going to be the murder maidens, because as much as I don't think she would like physically fight somebody, but again, she would have like a good way to get away with murder, and I would be right there helping her, like a goodbye girl situation.
Which,
Look,
were you ever?
silent. Y'all are scared of me now. This is
It's true.
Were you ever in one of her music videos?
I was.
Because I remember I was in the I think it was either Instagram or TikTok live. Whenever she was like, "Oh hey, yeah, you want to be in my music video?" and I was just like, "What the hell happened?"
Oh my
Like
gosh, yes.
out here like this, and you were just like at a loss for words, and I was wondering if that ever followed through.
I forgot that was on like TikTok live and I cried. Which, is kind of a little embarrassing now to think about it, but also it meant so much to me because I look up to Caitlin so much and she's one of the first because honestly, I've said this before, I didn't grow up listening to Texas country. Like that wasn't what I listened to. I listened to radio country. Back when it was radio country.
Pretty decent.
Yeah. And I just started listening to it. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna get shot for this probably, but I didn't even know who Turnpike was until I started in the scene. Now obviously huge Turnpike fan. Okay, nobody don't come from a neck, please. But I had to learn who all these people were, and Caitlin was one of the first people that I found, and I was like, holy hell, she is phenomenal. And then we became friends, and she knew that I was a huge fan. And so she asked me that night, and I was like, huh? Caitlin Butts music video? Like that's on YouTube forever. Unless she takes it down, but I highly doubt it. And we got to go to her hometown in Ardmore and shoot the music video, and it was so fun. You can only see me in a couple parts, but I'm definitely in there. So
Hey, that's all that matters.
yeah, so fun though.
What song was that for? Because I've never watched any of her music videos outside of the Kesha cover that she
Oh
did.
yeah.
Hunt You Down. I've seen that one, but I've never watched any of her other music videos. So what music video were you in?
It was for What Else Can She Do? Yeah. It was so good. So good. Amazing. It was so fun. We were up till like 1 a.m. drinking White Claw, like at this little diner in Ardmore, Oklahoma. And I was like, what are we even doing? Like, what is my life right now? So yeah. Surreal.
Nice. So, if you could form a supergroup with any three artists, would Caitlin be on that, and who would be the other two?
I have many different ones I could make, but I think I want to do right now where my mind is at. William Beckman, Zach Top, and Cody Johnson could be an amazing supergroup. And I think it's because they all give me that classic country sound, but they all have like different styles. Like William is like this freaking vocal king, like wakes up from a nap at soundcheck and just sounds amazing. And then Zach is like, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole talking about this. I wish you wouldn't have asked this question. Because now I have like 15 other mountains I could have formed.
All right, let me rephrase it. If you could be in the supergroup with three other artists, who would you most want to sing with?
if I'm in there and I'm gonna sing with these people, okay? In Texas country or just in general? Like anybody.
In general.
Anybody.
Okay. 3. So 2 more. Me, Chris Stapleton, and Adele.
Mm,
That would be a super group. That's for sure.
that would be
That
wow.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
think that I would really just sit on the stage and not sing and just watch the 2 of them sing the whole time.
It's like kicking your feet.
Yes, giggling, kicking my feet, crying. Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
Nice.
I just those 2 are huge for me, and
Mhm.
I think the 2 of them alone would be amazing.
Let's see. Talking about singing and singing with others, who is one person that you've opened for that like you were like, holy shit? And what's another one where like somebody opened for you and it kind of like, how do you put it? Do you kind of see what I'm saying? Like was like, wow, I didn't know they were this good or somehow like that.
I got to open for Cody Johnson, and that was pretty freaking cool. He was so nice and like actually took the time after the show to meet me and talk to me and tell me that he loved my set, and he was over there watching our set, and I'm glad I didn't know that because I would have peed my pants. Yeah, that was amazing. Same with Ronnie Millsap, just because that was like a legend, and I mean he's still a legend. He's still alive. I don't really know why I made it sound like he died. Please, no. That was just like an amazing experience also. So please, Ronnie, stay alive, please. Second part to that question. Shelby Stone. I don't know if she's actually ever opened for me, but when I saw her open recently for Carson, I was like, holy shit. I knew she was amazing, but like it was full band the first time I'd seen her full band, and I was like, oh wow, that's her. That's wow. Who else? She's also never opened for me, but Presley Hale. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. She's also gonna be just ginormous. Like wow.
One thing I love about Shelby is like her sound is so different.
Mhm.
Like her voice is it's so different, it's so unique to hers, and that's what I like love about her.
Yeah.
They play her on 95.9. Same with Presley Hale. That's when I first kind of really heard about her a couple months ago. I was like, damn. And then of course, you know how the internet and all that works. So she started popping up all over my TikTok page. I was like, all right, I can't be mad.
Yeah. 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 And I think that I was just talking about this. I think that she's just so unique, like just to herself, and she doesn't change for anything. Like she has blue hair. Nobody has blue hair anymore, but she rocks the blue hair. And it's like that's her thing. And you know that blue hair equals Shelby. And I just think that's so cool that she like has her thing. It's cool.
Speaking of somebody being all over a For You page right now, I don't know if it's like this for everybody else, but Maggie Antone has just taken over my like TikTok For You page. Like every 5 or 6 videos is somebody using a song or her doing like, you know, to promote her album. It's been great. Little side note there. Just want to throw that out there. That album was awesome.
She's really cool too. I've never met her. I've never seen her, but I see her all over my TikTok as well. The thing that I try to stay off that I'm on the most. But yeah, no, her promotion's great. Promotion is so hard. So shout out to her for that because wow. It's a lot.
No, it is. We recently, I say recently, it's been like, I don't know, 3 months ago, we set up a TikTok page and trying to come up with stuff to post and like figure out like how to make it, because like most time like the videos were getting like 700 to 800 views, and then this weekend I don't know where it came from. I was just bored and I was like, oh, I'm about to drink 15 beers and go stand outside and like lecture the raccoons about Dirt by Alice in Chains from 1992. And I tweeted it and then I was like, oh, I'm just going to make a TikTok out of this. And I did it to like Bones. And like I woke up the next morning, like, and this tweet or this like TikTok had like 10,000 views on it. And I was like, oh, I don't know anymore. I can't understand the algorithm.
Nobody can. It's impossible. It's quite literally impossible. I make one video about the freaking solar eclipse with a Zach Top sound, and I get over 500,000 views, and I was like, okay, but I'm trying to promote my music, and then it's like 200 views. Oh, awesome! Thank you so much. That's great. Awesome. Thank you for nothing. Thank you for absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's a struggle.
It's tough.
Who knows? If you could figure it out, I'm pretty sure you can become a millionaire off ad revenue if you could figure out how to, consistently get the views.
Yeah.
Oh, that I'll go ahead and lead into another question after that little side tangent. Do you have a favorite venue to play?
I actually was at the doctor today, and I'm fine. Thanks for asking. I was at the doctor, and I was asked the same question. She was asking me about music, and I said Green Hall, which is a good answer when it's not blazing hot. I love playing Green Hall when it's not blazing hot. Let's see, where else? So many places. I like my answer about Green Hall, I think. I just also love that area down there, so it's hard for me to like think of anything else because I love the river, I love New Braunfels, I love green, I love shopping and wasting away my money at the vintage store. And yeah, so I'm gonna stick with Green Hall. Also, I feel like when it's a packed night, the people in there are having fun. Like they always enjoy the show, and I had like some pretty cool experiences there. So it's just it's a cool spot for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
And especially with the heat.
Yeah.
Because that was brutal. I went like middle of August.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I came out and I thought I had just jumped in the river.
Yep.
But yeah, very, very fun place.
Yeah. With the lights on you too, it's terrible. They have like those fans and stuff. They don't work. It's just blowing hot air.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that like is really weird to me, or what I used to think was weird is like, okay, it's lights. How's that like they're X amount of feet away from you? How are you profusely sweating? And I'm like standing here like, okay, I'm fine. And then I actually went up on stage with Palmer.
I know. Congratulations.
And all that stuff. Thank you. And like the second I got up there, I felt like I was obviously sweating more because everything that happened, but like you could just feel all the heat radiating. And I was like, I don't know how y'all do it. And especially,
are you sure that wasn't love?
It was probably a lot of different things.
It was his love and his heart.
But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, because I'm like, oh yeah, I got my bedroom light, or I have this LED light, and I'm like, I don't feel nothing. But yeah, there's something about those lights. Maybe it was love that night. Who knows?
Not the LED light. He's like, oh, I don't know why it's not so hot in here. I have this LED light. I should be burning up. No,
yeah, I don't know shit about cars, and I don't know shit about light bulbs.
Yeah, no, it's treacherous.
One of my favorite pictures I've ever taken at a concert was at it was back when they were Mike and the Moon Pies, Silverado now, but it was like late August, and it was like it'd been like 100 degrees out that day, and so it was very hot like inside the venue. And Omar, with the long curly hair, was standing in front of a box fan while playing the bass. And they have this like photo where like the light's shining on him and his hair's flowing backwards. And he's just like shredding on bass. It was perfect. I love that photo.
Yep.
Also, I wish I wish I could have Omar's hair. It's just gorgeous, man. Omar's got great hair.
There's a lot of men that have better hair than me, and it really pisses me off. It really does. Because how is that fair? I try so hard to have nice hair, and then they just come out and they're like, "Oh, I got all this hair for free." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Cool. I have to buy mine." So
And then you have Josh Malloy cutting all his off.
I know. I honestly like.
Oh my
There's
god,
Hurt me.
I
culture moments, and like everybody's like stunned. When I saw that, that was a pop culture moment for me. I was like, "Oh, Josh Malloy cut his hair off."
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
I could hardly even recognize him.
the moment I saw it, I sent it to the group, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, like what is going on?" Because like Josh has been around. I've known Josh like always long hair. The square top cowboy hat
Mm-hmm.
with the long hair. And it's just so weird. But I mean, every once in a while you need to change, and that's exactly what he said. He's just kind of tired of it.
Yeah, and especially in this heat this summer, ain't no way he could do no.
I reckon he was probably
sure.
bitching a bitch too.
He definitely was. There's
Yeah.
no chance he was not bitching a bitch. And that's been one of my favorite things about this release is that it's turned into a joke with like everybody around me in my life. Even people at work, they're like, "Hey, I'm just bitching a bitch today." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Glad y'all are loving it." Yeah, it's been fun.
All right, so we've talked about chicken wire, beer bottles, excruciating heat. What's one of your favorite memories from a show?
Oh man. See, the problem with me here is I used to drink a lot, and I wouldn't really remember my nights. And so it's kind of all fuzzy sometimes, but I think about things a lot, and I should know the answer to this. Oh, that's what it is. One night, we're in Midland, Odessa, of all places. Nothing there but dust. We go out to this one bar, never played there before. I don't even remember the name of it. Well, we had taken a break as a band, and I got back up and did an acoustic song, and I was covering at the time Stay by Sugarland. And I just loved that one because like people would start singing along with me. And this one guy comes up to the front of the stage and starts getting down. Like he is dancing his ass off. To the point where I saw his butt crack when he was turning around, and I was like, "Okay, this is too much now." But he was singing every word. Like I could hear him in my microphone, like in the feedback of my microphone, I could hear him, and then I could hear him over here, and he was just dancing like in his own little world. And that place shut down after we played that show. I don't really know what happened, but yeah, I love that memory because he didn't care, and he was jamming to Sugarland. So that definitely is a core memory for me. And I'm glad I really thought of that one because that one's hilarious, and I've never talked about that before, I don't think.
I love that. I'm sure you've seen some interesting things out in the crowd.
Yeah. There's like, because people can like hold up their phones now with like the text or whatever. People have written some crazy things on there.
So I know a while back you made a post about you chose the sober route, sobriety and everything.
Mm-hmm.
How was that kind of worked out for you, if you are comfortable with talking about it?
Yeah, I actually haven't talked about it with anybody really. I just decided that I needed to cut back on it because like I said, I'd kind of gotten in the habit of just drinking too much and not remembering what I was doing or what my nights were like. And for some people that's fine. For me, I just don't like not having that control of myself. And like I said previous to this, I'm a yapper at heart, and I was telling people I didn't know too much information about my life that they did not need to know. And so I just decided maybe I should take a break. And so I did. And it was going really great. I didn't really feel like I needed to drink. I've never really felt that way, because I just have fun no matter where it is. I can just, especially if like my friends are there, that's fun. I don't need to drink to have fun with my friends. But when it comes to my best friend, she's the only one that can get me to drink. And so I was on vacation with them, and she broke me, which is fine. I wasn't like, that's the thing, is like, I wasn't very strict or hard on myself with my sobriety journey, because it's not like I actually had a problem. I just knew that in the moment of my life, I needed that break and just that kind of clean slate. And so I was like, I'd talked to multiple people that had gone through the same thing, and they were like, just don't be hard on yourself. Everybody's journey is different. It just kind of depends on what you want to do. And I never ruled out that I was never going to drink again. And I really still don't drink. If anything, I have, one drink, and then I'm like, okay, I actually don't want to have a headache tomorrow, so I'm going to stop, because I don't want to do that again. So yeah, I'm just kind of just figuring out that whole thing still. But yeah, it was good for a nice little break. I definitely deserved it, and I deserved it. I did. I needed it, is what I needed. But yeah, that's kind of where
It's kind of like what Kat said. We had her on a couple weeks ago, Kat Hasty, and she had mentioned like it's really hard going out on the road playing all these shows, and it's like everybody else is drinking around you, and it's kind of like a social drinking, and then you kind of figure out like drinking a little too much, you need that break yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And she pretty much touched on all the same stuff, so that's pretty neat. And I feel like I've been through that same part in my life of having to stop, slow down, take that break, and it very clears up your mind.
Yeah, and I think for me,
And
like,
everything.
I was around the wrong people too, just people that's all they wanted to do, and that's all they knew to do, and it was just not good for me. Like, I wasn't even 21 when I got on this like sobriety thing, which is crazy, And so I I got surrounded by people that told me, like, it's okay to take a break. Like, you don't have to drink, it's gonna be okay. So yeah, I just surrounded myself with good people, and I now have the best circle of people that I've ever had in my life. So yeah.
Love it.
I've got one.
Okay.
Um, so, do you have any pre-show rituals?
Yeah, I typically will drink like tea, which is such a boring answer, but I drink like hot tea, just to kind of like relax me, and like, it's good for the vocals and stuff like that. Me and the band will always, every single time before a show, we pray. It just kind of helps all of us relieve some anxiety. And we've always done that day one. So that always helps. I like to, when I'm getting ready, I like to like throw on like a little hype playlist sometimes. But most of the time I'm kind of rushing to get ready. So I think the adrenaline of not having much time from sound check to showtime and having to do my hair and makeup is all the hype that I need to get me ready.
What's on that hype playlist?
What's on your
What is on that hype playlist? I don't even have my phone. Oh, yes, I do. Here, let's see. I don't even know. Bitch and a bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be on mine.
I actually, my one of my guitar players, he's so funny, and he was telling us that he had a hype playlist for his workout, and he was showing me the different songs in it and stuff. And then Meet Me in Texas came on, and I was like, pause. Why is this on a hype playlist? And he's like, what? It gets me hype. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Okay. What is on here? We have, this is a crazy one. Dirty Honey. I don't know if y'all know who Dirty Honey is, but they have a song called Rollin' Sevens. It's a rock song. Amazing. You should check it out if you don't know what it is. It Won't Always Be This Way, Caitlin Butts. I just love that song because, especially for nights that it's like a really shitty show, it's a good reminder. I also have it tattooed on me. And I love that song. Find Yourself by Lucas Nelson. I love Lucas Nelson. Aubrey Sellers, Sheryl Crow, Adele, Chris Stapleton, Muscadine, Bloodline, Me on You. Great hype song.
Mm-hmm.
Palmer Anthony, Drink to That for when you need to get rowdy. May Estes, I mean, just so many people, really. Jack Harlow, which is so random of me, but Route 66 really gets me hype, I guess. Yeah, I mean, just so many of my friends, which it's crazy to call them my friends now, but yeah, lots of different stuff. Little Cross Canadian Ragweed on there. You know, all the classics.
That's funny. I'm kind of just like your guitar player, I guess. Because, like, whenever I was heavily working out before work, I'd have, like, Tanner Ussery's Come Back Down.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have Without Me on there. And I'm just like, I don't know. I guess I hear other people's, like, workout hype playlists, and it's all, like, very upbeat stuff. And I'm, like, over here, like, for every upbeat song, there's going to be 3, like, slower, depressing, sad songs next. And I'm like,
yes,
yeah, that's me.
I'm the same. I just kind of said the cool hype ones just to prove that I can actually listen to hype songs and not all sad country songs.
It really depends on the day for me, because like some days I'll go in there and it's just like straight Zach Bryan, like just Deanne and Elizabeth stuff, and then there are other days where I'm just blaring Hank 3. I mean, I don't, I've been obsessed with that Hillbilly Joker album for like over a year now. I just listen to that front to back while working out, and I love it. Of course, a while back, I like spent 3 hours in the gym because I was listening to the Nirvana 35 years anniversary edition of In Utero, or however you pronounce it. I've never been good at pronouncing it. But I was there for like 3 hours just because I was so involved in listening to it.
You would never catch me dead at the gym for 3 hours. That is my worst nightmare. I hate the gym. I work out in my garage because I have gym anxiety so bad. And I just am scared of people at the gym, and I can't do it. So kudos to you for staying there for 3 hours. Must be a really good album. Maybe I should listen to it.
If you like Nirvana, it's amazing.
I do like Nirvana.
Man, it has a lot of like live tracks on it, which is what really kept me listening to it. Was all the live stuff, because like the regular recorded album is what it is. It's the same album I've listened to 100 times. Yeah. But when you get into like the recorded stuff that I never got to hear before, that's what really kind of set it apart for me.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because my guitar player also, on top of the Meet Me in Texas, he said that he likes to have live songs on there because it feels like people are clapping for him and hyping him up at the end. So
I just like live music, but I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah. So just like when they're clapping for you, just think, man, I'm really killing it at the gym.
You get too far into it and you just set it down and you just like go to take a bow in front of just like 20, 30 people. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Planet Fitness.
If you've ever seen those, like, what type of gym goers are you? I'm the awkward dancer, because I will get to like just grooving around and forget that there are people around me like watching me. I go in my own little world, like when I'm at the gym, like that's my time to like decompress. So I'll be like, like doing my own thing, and I'm like, people are here. They think I'm a psychopath. But thankfully, I work out in a very small gym now, so
less eyes.
Just want to confirm that wasn't you dancing at the Midland show, was it? At her show in Midland?
It
that
might have been.
Right?
I've never listen. I've never been to Midland, Texas, so I don't think it was me. But I'm not going to rule anything out. I've done some weird stuff,
See, I feel like I'm very outgoing until it is the gym, and then I just hermit, and I'm like, I hope nobody notices that I'm here. I just want to get in, get out. and then go home and cry. So for a really healthy relationship with the gym, if you couldn't tell.
I got another question here, and I just thought of it. What is one song that you wish you had written, and what is one of your songs? Which song and who would you want to like cover it?
Ooh. Oh man. There's again so many songs that I would wish I would have written. This is like an off the like wall answer because it's not even like a country song, and I know that people are gonna be like, oh my God, not her. But Cardigan by Taylor Swift is one song that I wish I would have written because it's my life. Like I lived that. I lived that song, and I see so many like memories in my brain like when I hear it. And so I'm like, man, I wish I would have written that song. Chris Stapleton, any song by Chris Stapleton, I wish I would have written that. There's the Sun, wish I would have written that. Any Lainey Wilson song, wish I would have written those too. Awesome. Yeah, just so many of them. Let's see. Somebody that I want to cover one of my songs. And which song?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, easy answer, Bitchin' a Bitch, Miranda Lambert. But I mean, I want to do something that's like different. But I just think that Miranda could freaking nail that song. So Miranda, if you're listening, take it. It's yours. I'll give it to you for free. I could see like Lainey doing like a Rodeo Queen, but like changing it up and making it her own. Rodeo Queen's kind of like an underground Graycie York song. But yeah, I think the Rodeo Queen would be a cool one for her to do. Or this other new song that I have, which will probably come next. I think that she could kill that song too, but I love that song, so I think I'm gonna keep it for myself. Yeah. Oh,
We plugging it?
not yet, but
Not yet.
Oh,
So there is new music on the way, though.
oh yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Right.
so like
that was
my favorite song I've ever recorded. So
that was my next question. Was there any upcoming projects you wanted to or could talk about? So we'll just put it as it's coming. Not when, but it's coming.
If you pay attention to my socials, I mean, I give little cues and I kind of throw in a couple things that it's like, that might be hinting towards something, and it usually is. So, yeah.
I'm about to go turn notifications on right now. That way I can
Right.
keep up with this. I can predict it.
I'm gonna carry a little pipe and a magnifying glass. Go Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. This one I think it's gonna be.
I can just imagine.
I could see it.
I can just imagine her tweeting out like while I'm at a customer's house, and I just like pull out my phone and pull out like a little notebook, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got to solve the mystery. Your mystery of what's wrong with your appliance is not important right now. This is more important.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be really cool. I could see a music video happening with this one as well. So, yeah, we'll see.
Perfect.
Yeah. There's also another song that will come out at some point as well, that I actually wrote with Shelby Stone, kind of going back to Shelby Stone. We wrote it in this room, actually, here at my house. And yeah, it's a really cool song. I posted it several months ago, so it's not like it's a secret that I have the song, but that will come out eventually as well.
Looking forward to it.
Hell yeah.
Actually, fun fact, just thought about it. All the songs that are coming out next are songs that I have posted before on my socials. just for your investigating. If you wanted to just one night when you're really bored, have nothing else to do, dive deep. You could figure it out.
Just go back to like 2 years ago and just watch every single video in order.
Yeah.
Nope, never heard that one before.
Scrolling down to
Save.
the very
Yeah.
bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Fine and Dandy I wrote that back in 2019, so that didn't come out until last year. So it does sometimes work like that.
So do you have like a catalog of songs that you've already written that are waiting to record?
Yeah, there's a lot that I could record. I wrote a song with Ella Langley one time that I really want to record. It just didn't get put in this batch, but I really think it could be a cool one too. So yeah, I got some cool ones that I'm just kind of waiting on. I have some fun ideas for some projects that I think could be really cool. So yeah, I'm really excited.
How do you go about picking out like what's going to be on what album and like that? Do you kind of like go off of like a theme or like kind of like a certain sound that you kind of tree root, kind of like root system off of, or how does that go about?
So lucky for me, I've never had an album, and I haven't had to deal with the whole album process of deciding. But I put an EP out back in 2020, but that was kind of easy for me because those were songs that I had just written and kind of only had those songs that I thought were good enough to record. And because I was just starting out as a songwriter at the time. But now that I have so many songs in my voice memos and my notes and stuff, and it definitely is more challenging to figure out which ones I want to record. But there's certain ones that people will come up to me at shows and continue to ask about that I recorded, 4 years ago. And they're like, when are we going to get that one? And I'm like, man, this one, I guess, really resonates with some people. So I guess I'll record that one. Or, if I post it online and it has a good little support system behind it, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should do this one. Or I don't know. I think definitely for my first album, which is not in the works. Not even going to hint at that. That's not in the works, but maybe if the stars align, I would definitely want to have like a theme for it. Something just kind of unison, but not at the same time. I don't know. I like a theme album. I really do. I think they're cool. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We're just at singles right now, though, because that's apparently the only thing that works right now. I don't know. I'm confused just as much as everybody else is, honestly.
I don't know. It feels like anymore, like you got to get a TikTok sound going because that's what's like work for Treaty Oak. Like around the time Treaty Oak blew up, they had I don't remember what song it was, but they had a big TikTok sound. So did the Red Clay Strays. So it kind of feels like now, like you got to get a very popular TikTok sound going, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's kind of cool to see like 24,000 videos with your song, out there with people doing different things to them.
Yeah, that's a great perspective. That's a great way to look at it. Because for me, it's just right now I'm at the point with TikTok where it just pisses me off, and I just want to throw my phone. But luckily with like Bitchin' a Bitch, we got a lot of content beforehand, and like we prepared for that one a lot better. And so I kind of had more of a plan of attack to go into it, not have to stress so much about it. But content is not easy.
That's it, Gage. You and I are going to come up with a dance for Bitchin' a Bitch and just become TikTok dancers to promote the song.
Perfect.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for somebody to make a dance because I'm not doing it. I can't dance like that. I can't freaking pop and lock. The last time I did that was trying to do the hoedown throwdown with Miley Cyrus. I can't do that. So I need somebody to do it for me.
And Tracer, you got to do it in the gym.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Oh, in
the gym.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yep.
I don't know what I'll do, but I feel like I can come up with something. We'll just drop it on the Western Grunge Tapedeck page and just see what happens.
That'd be great promo for
I love
this
it.
episode.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to do it very quick.
Yeah.
And then come New Year's Eve, whenever we meet back up, we can get, Tucker will have plenty of time to learn it. and all that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we got a team.
We can all do
here.
it as a group.
I love this.
But yeah, we just group TikToks. I feel like that's what's going viral nowadays. We can have our little own Western grunge hype house and just make TikTok dancing videos.
There's going to be so much content created from New Year's Eve. Like that way I have so much to post from like for January, because like I made like 8 drafts the other night and I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to last me a while. It lasted 3 days and then I was out of stuff to post. And I was just like, I don't know how these people do it. I get exhausted making one. I'm just putting photos together. Sorry. Yeah.
You said lasted 3 days. Oh man, that was funny. Yeah, that's
I try to post at least 2 times a day, but
yeah. Apparently now it's 4 times a day, and I'm like,
and
I
then
can't
like
do that.
That's hard.
Jeez.
Yeah,
So like I post like when I first get up, and then I have to post on my lunch break, and then post when I get off work, and then I guess post before I go to bed. I mean that'd be 4. Maybe I can handle that. I couldn't handle that. I forget to post a lot.
just start dancing videos in the gym. Those seem to do well.
Yep. Just bring a little
Okay.
tripod with you to the gym.
Yes,
Be that guy.
Yep.
do it.
People will think you're
Well-
going to be filming your workouts, but it's just the dancing.
Well, I am getting a ring light, so I can finally do my Dolly Parton baking series. So Friday I'm getting a ring light, and then I'm gonna do the first cooking video. I have no idea how this is gonna go. I've never really baked anything in my life, but I feel like a 6-pack of beer can get me through about anything. So
Amen.
be on the lookout for that unhinged video, because I think it'll be out by the time this drops. So be prepared for that.
Perfect. No, I think that that's going to turn out great. Just make sure that you have a phone by you so that you can dial 911 in case of an emergency, like a fire per se.
Yep. Do you have a fire extinguisher in your house?
No,
I knew.
I do all my cooking outside.
I got a
So
sink.
A sink.
I only know how to grill and smoke meat. You put me inside and make me use an oven like a civilized human? I don't know. We might end up with some grilled banana bread if everything goes wrong. I know how to use the grill, so just put it in the loaf pan out there.
Yeah. My fiance tried to get me to buy the cinnamon swirl one. The whatever it was, the cinnamon swirl crumb cake. She goes, "Oh, here you go. You can do this and do it with you and Tracer can do y'all's little bacon video, and also our pending trademarked bug juice margaritas." So we gotta get those rolling soon. You know the little bug juices?
No, I know what we're talking about here. Just a question, just one question. Why?
Childhood, adulthood.
Okay. It kind of sounds like childhood trauma, trying to cope with childhood trauma.
Well, that's also what you get whenever you have like my one brain cell and Tracer's one brain cell, and 1 + 1 comes together, and both of our brain cells equals 1 brain cell. That's what we came up with.
Mind you, listen. This was not a sober thought.
I didn't think it was.
This was Gage and I had been drinking and decided. Gage and I both been drinking, decided to sit down and do an episode.
Yeah, I could have guessed that.
Well,
yeah.
It's because like Divorced Dad Rock kept coming up in like 2 or 3 episodes like in a row, and then I just sit there and reflect back to sitting in my car seat with my bug juice, and then we were like, why hasn't bug juice made seltzers? How about we just make a bug juice margarita? And then it just sparked from there.
That's crazy because this episode now we're going to talk about Dad Rock. I love Dad Rock. I just listened to Divorced Dad Rock with my actual father in the car the other day. And he was like, man, this is a great playlist. And I was like, I know. I know. Yeah. So.
Are you a Nickelback hater?
No. Love Nickelback.
Good.
Nickelback haters are people that just want attention because they're good. They're good.
They're good.
Yeah.
I've got one more question.
Go ahead.
All right. Karaoke night. You have to pick a song outside of country music. What are you singing?
Okay, I just kind of got this question. I did a little Q&A on Instagram. And they were like, "What's your go-to karaoke thing?" And I was like, "I don't ever do karaoke because I'm like karaoke is supposed to be for the people that can't sing, like
Like
cannot
me.
carry a tune in a bucket kind of thing, like because it's supposed to be funny." So I never do karaoke, but I did get forced to do karaoke probably a year and a half ago. And I think that I sang an Adele song. I just don't remember what it was, but it was definitely Adele. And I don't know why I do that to myself because that's not easy. Like why am I putting so much pressure on myself? Who knows? But
You
yeah,
need the challenge.
I guess so. I guess. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Adele.
Okay.
Great choice.
Thank you. You have like a very like I feel like you have like a therapist voice. It's kind of nice. I'm like, wow, he cares, you know?
It's the first time I've ever heard that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So another question that we ask all of our interviewees about is, what are 5 songs that you have on repeat?
Can I look on my Spotify?
Of course.
Okay.
And it doesn't solely have to be country.
Okay. It won't be. I'm in my pop phase right now for some reason. I'm like I jam any pop music. So it's me right now. This is country, but it's so good. No Man's Land by Miranda Lambert. Miranda Lambert or The Alimony, both amazing songs. I have Chapel Roan on repeat also. The whole Billie Eilish album is on repeat. I know the album top to bottom. It's one of my favorite albums probably ever. And it just came out. So that's how insane I am. Oh, Bitchin' a Bitch, Graycie York, it's on there. Yeah, I've got to give myself a couple streams.
That's right.
Irish Goodbye by Casey Musgraves has been on repeat. Oh, William Beckman's new song, Not That Strong. Amazing. And then Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. So good. So good.
Are there any of your songs that like come on in the car or when you're listening to music and you're just like, no, I gotta skip this?
All of them.
Besides Bitchin' a Bitch, obviously.
Bitchin' a Bitch is only on there right now because I like go in there 20 times after it drops and I have to make sure that it sounds the same that it did when I, recorded it. And I was like, okay, I just have to make sure. But yeah, no, all of them. Some of the stuff from like when I first started, I have to skip. I'm like, I sound like a child and I can't handle it. So I just move on from those.
Please, whatever you do not take them off.
I'm not. No.
We enjoy them.
I wouldn't.
Don't pull all these several other artists and then we have to resort to like SoundCloud.
Yeah, no.
To go and try and hunt them down.
No, mine's gonna stay forever. It's stuck in the world forever.
The Turnpike Troubadours Forbidden album and the Whiskey Myers Forbidden album. I'm calling them both out. We want them back.
Call them out.
We do.
Honestly, what was it? The Red Town View EP from Parker McCollum before Limestone Kid with Permanent Headphones and Highway. And I had found it out about the Jared Morris podcast that he had Parker McCollum on. And then I went and searched it up, found it, and I shit you not. Like one day, 95.9 is sitting here playing Highway by Parker McCollum I'm like, what the hell? The next day, permanent headphones comes on, and I'm like, no, this shit's getting a little too crazy. Because I grew up listening to that radio station, and all of a sudden I find out about these songs, and then all of a sudden they're being played on the radio, and they're not on any streaming device besides like SoundCloud and YouTube. I think Shane was tapping into my brain there for a little bit.
I won't lie. I love that station so much. And when we go to Stephenville or like go through Stephenville, we stop at the Rusty's gas station every time. That's our favorite gas station. And they play The Ranch on the speakers. And I won't lie to you. I really, really hope one day I walk in there and I'm playing. Just so I can be like, I was at the bathroom in the Rusty's and they're playing my song. It's a dream of mine.
Yeah. For sure. I don't blame you. I just want the dream of just meeting Shane and just like getting to sit down and just like pick his brain about the most randomest shit ever.
Yeah. No, he knows a lot of people. He knows a lot. He's a good hang for sure. Him and his dad.
I've heard a lot of, I think it was also the Jared Morris podcast. He had Shane on, and Shane was talking a lot about his dad and kind of how they started their own radio station, and then things kind of went out and about from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his dad's so cool. Yeah.
I'm just going to wait outside of Sundance Square and just be like, Shane, where you at? Totally not weird. Just be like, yeah.
Karate chop your ass.
But Tracer, I'll give you like 5 seconds. You got anything else to add?
No, I'm good. Yeah, this has been a great episode, and thank you for coming on. If we're at the end of it, I've been on a 10-second delay for like the last 20 minutes, so I've just been vibing over here. Y'all are doing great, killing it. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Trey, you got anything else?
I don't. Thanks for coming on, Graycie. It was a lot of fun.
It was. I enjoy getting to just yap and talk about things that I don't normally get to talk about. Because a lot of the time it's just like, where are you from? Music icons. And it's like, okay, ask me something that I can talk about. So thanks for asking cool questions.
You have anything you want to plug, shout out?
Bitch and a Bitch out now. Other new stuff's in the works. Yeah. Please share anything of mine that you see. The algorithm is not on my side these days, and anything helps. So
Yes. Well, with that being said, go follow Graycie on all of her socials: Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, all of it. Go check out her website. Go buy a t-shirt. Go buy a hat. Go buy anything that you find on there.
our t-shirts are on sale.
Support. There you go. It's on sale. Cheaper for all of us. But yeah, go out there, support your local live music. Buy merch. Buy concert tickets. Buy something. Love yourself this week. Love yourself next week. Love yourself always. Love others. And with that being said, I think all four of us have had all we can handle. We hope you're happy now. Good night.